Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to improve battery life on Google Pixel 10 Pro. Let's begin! So, there are a couple of ways in which you can improve your battery life, but first let's simply check what even actually uses our battery in the first place. Luckily for us, we can easily do that by heading into settings, battery, and then going into battery usage. Now you will notice that by apps, we barely actually get any info, like so any 3% of system apps and intelligence, it doesn't really mean anything. So instead, let's switch view by apps into view by systems, and now everything becomes clear. The most battery is actually used by the screen itself, and then we have our CPU. Until then, we also have mobile network, Wi-Fi, and technically GPS and camera, but let's be honest, it's not really much, especially with GPS being very optimized and not being run all the time. But same thing cannot be said about mobile network and Wi-Fi, so we can actually start with those. And that's very simple. If you are connected to Wi-Fi, just disconnect from your mobile network. That's all. Like, seriously. I can't really get more specifics. Technically, you could just live without internet, but obviously we can do that. We are living in the 21st century. So just have your Wi-Fi network connected, or even better, auto-connect it by simply going into settings, going into our internet, our network details, and we want to make sure that our auto-connect is enabled. Thanks to that, whenever we have our Wi-Fi enabled and we are close to our network, it will automatically switch from using the mobile data to Wi-Fi. And as you can see, we can go back to our graph, so battery usage, and view by systems. So, with that simple change, we have now fixed the mobile network issue. Now the CPU and screen time. About CPU, there isn't much we can do. CPU is something that works all the time and basically the thing running the system, so we can't really do much on it, except the moment we can. Let's say we have many different applications that are like social media apps. So, you know, your typical Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of that stuff. And these applications need Wi-Fi access, and when they have Wi-Fi access, they keep refreshing the information, so they are always refreshing for new content, and they always want to send you some nice notification, because hey, if you click the notification, you can enter the app and you can watch ads and generate the money. And that's great and all, but we don't want the part where the applications are running in the background. So what can we do about that? Well, actually, it's very simple. You want to just disable the ability for the app to run in the background. And luckily for us, we can. That's surprisingly pretty easy. Let's scroll in settings and apps. Now, let's see all 82 apps. And as you can see, we don't really have any kind of social media app. I will just simply download one. Okay, so I have installed a couple of these typical social media applications, with Instagram still installing. Okay, now it's done. So let's go back into settings, and now if we enter, we said we have much more different applications, like for example the Instagram, TikTok, which should be right here, and Facebook on the top. I missed it. Okay, here it is. So what you want to do is you want to head into said application, and then you can go into app battery right here, and simply you want to enter this. So with that being set to unrestricted, you basically are giving away your battery for free, like just that. So as you can see, we even have this warning that changing how an app uses battery can affect its performance, which is pretty self-explanatory. So you can either go into optimized, so it will still run in the background, but not in such intrusive way. It will just sometimes play in the background, or even better, you can just completely disable it. And as you can see, the Google Pixel even tells that, well, yeah, it will save battery. So I will now go and do the same thing for the Instagram here. So a battery usage, we can disallow it completely. and the same thing can be said about TikTok right here. You can even see how big the TikTok is. That's crazy. So battery usage, and boom, the issue is now fixed. Our CPU should have much less work to do because of all these applications are always running in the background. So let's go back to battery usage and view by systems. Of course, there is one last system, and it's a pretty big elephant in the room, the screen. As you can see, it eats enormous amounts of battery with 57%, even though I only had it on for, as you can see, an hour and a half. So, what can we do about it? Well, luckily there are a couple of settings we can tweak in order to increase the screen time battery usage. Did I say increase? I meant decrease. Instead, let's just leave that and let's head into touch, and here we want to change a couple of things. The very first one, make sure your adaptive brightness is actually disabled. I know that many people like it to have it enabled, but in my experience I always find it to randomly bump up my brightness level. And I hope I really don't have to explain why this is bad. The more brighter the screen, the more battery it requires to actually show you the screen. So naturally you want to just make it go away and everything should work pretty good. So disable the adaptive brightness so it won't randomly increase your usage of brighter levels. Then we have screen timeout and always on display. So of course you probably can guess what I'm about to say. Make sure that it's disabled, done completely, because this, like, technically always on display, always on display is stupid. It's basically a way for your screen to stay on and waste battery, even though you're not really using it. I know many people may like it. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it, so I would advise you to just turn it off. And now about screen timeout. This means that after 5 minutes of inactivity, our screen will automatically turn itself off. Of course, if you don't have these enabled. So, generally speaking, if you have it set up to higher value, if you have it set to higher value, well, it will increase the battery usage tremendously. So instead, we advise you to increase it, and if you want to, you can enable adaptive timeout and screen attention, so we won't have that annoying, hey, I'm actually using the phone, can you please stay on? Because I believe that this annoying feeling, when you have it set to like 30 or 30 seconds, is the reason people increase the screen timeout in the first place, and with these two settings, the issue should be gone. But anyway, we can keep down. The next thing on our list is the dark theme itself. You can just enable it and you won't believe how much battery you have just saved. Trust me, this is because many screens nowadays are OLED screens, meaning that they require more energy to display brighter pixels. So, if more pixels on your device are darker or brighter, you have successfully the battery usage. But let's not stop here. We can keep scrolling down. And now we only have two more things: screen resolution and display. So as you can see, our screen resolution is currently being set to max resolution, which is quite a lot. But luckily for us, we can decrease it just a little bit, so we won't have to waste as much battery displaying every single pixel. And as you can see, even the Google Pixel instead tells us that, hey, max resolution used to improve our battery, and switching your app resolution may cause some apps to restart. Of course, we don't care about that. So if you want to really care about your battery usage, the Pixel is really good for it. And lastly, we have display, which also, as you can read, increases battery usage. All you want to do is want to disable it, and now your phone will be fixed into refreshing your screen at 60 Hz, not 120. And now with all those changes, our battery life should have increased tremendously. I'm not sure if we can actually check it. Yeah, I don't think we can actually see how much battery will last, because it's hard to predict. It's very, very relevant with, well, the applications you're using. But with all that changes, you should have your battery life improved by a lot. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you have some more tips and tricks about your battery life, make sure to put them down in the comments below. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks for watching, as always.